Hey guys, in this video I am going to talk about the Content Aware tool. And what the Content Aware tool is it's a tool that is pretty cool. It lets you move a lot of things and do a lot of really cool stuff. You'll find it over here. If you hold down on the spot healing brush tool, you'll see the Content Aware move tool. Now, the Content Aware tool is pretty cool, so I'll just go ahead and show you how to do it. There's a few things to think about when you're doing it. By default, the mode will be on move. The adaptation will be on medium. You can change these to very strict, medium, loose, and very loose. And what those mean is it means if you have something that is very precise and clear, then you're going to want to have the adaptation as very strict or strict, and you can play with it. So let me just show you what this tool does so that you can go ahead and play with it. It's a lot of fun. So I've got 3 lionesses right here. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this lion over here. Well, rather than trying to cut them out and then move it and then do a clone tool to clean up the area, Photoshop came up with this Content Aware tool. And what you want to do is you want to be a little bit generous when you do your selection. So I'm just clicking, holding down, and giving it a little bit of room as I drag around the body of this lioness. Now, what it did is, I'm going to zoom out a little bit. What it did is it created marching ants around this image, and what I can do now is, let's say that I want to move it over here. If I click and hold down and then let go, what it's going to do is it's going to take that information, it's going to move it over there, and it's pretty clear. There's a little bit of some blur that you can see right there. So go ahead and move it back, and we'll choose the adaptation tool again, and we'll do strict. And let's see how that looks. So I just click to undo the marching ants, and now I'm going to click around, and we'll try it here. Now, like I said, this is just being pretty generous around the image. We'll go ahead and move it over again, and let's see how that looks. That looks okay. Still pretty blurry right there. So what you're going to want to do is just play with it. The other thing is, if you do very loose on this, it's going to be very loose. Like, it'll blend very easy, but it'll be big blurs. But as you can see, moving this from one place to the other is now pretty simple, and it's actually not that bad. You could go in just with the spot healing brush and clean it up a little bit, but to move an image, it's pretty simple. The other thing we can do is, let's go ahead and do it again and move this other lioness, and I'm going to move it back to medium, and I'm going to drag around, giving myself enough room, and there we go. And I'm going to click, and I'm going to move it over. Let's see, move it over here. Let's try that. I'll go ahead and zoom out. Now, remember, if you're using bigger images, it's going to take longer to analyze and process. But as you can see, that actually blended very well. So we moved it from one side, which was right there, to here. And you can see it moved it fairly easy just using the Content Aware move tool. And like I said, this is a great tool to move things around very quickly. We'll go ahead and do one more here, and we'll move that line over to here. And make sure when you do this stuff that you get, if they have a shadow, make sure you go around the shadow and everything. But you can see it's pretty cool to move things around using the Content Aware tool. The other thing is you can extend things. So let's say that I wanted to extend a portion of this. You can highlight a certain area, and when you drag it over, it will extend that area. You could do it the same thing with a tiger. You could take, if we moved in a little bit and we wanted to use, instead of under move, or under extend, and let's say that we wanted to extend this tiger, or this line a little bit. You can extend and it'll bring it out. The other thing is, you got to be zoomed in and be really careful on how you do it. Extending things are a lot easier if it is completely horizontal, but you can extend other things. But realistically, what I like to use this tool for is mainly to move objects that are pretty hard to do, and Photoshop's great at basically selecting something, moving it, and copying in and filling in where they were. So that's how you use the Content Aware tool, and hope you enjoyed the video.